Stroke remains one of the leading causes of disability and death among seniors in America, with statistics showing that one older adult is hospitalized every 40 seconds due to stroke events. What many fail to realize is that daily breakfast choices can significantly influence stroke risk, especially for those over 60 whose cardiovascular systems are already more vulnerable. Medical research continues to establish clear connections between certain foods and increased stroke risk through mechanisms including arterial inflammation, blood pressure elevation, and atherosclerosis development. Understanding which common breakfast items contribute to these risks can help seniors make informed dietary choices to protect their brain health and reduce stroke likelihood. This video will reveal 8 everyday breakfast foods that research has linked to increased stroke risk in older adults, along with the scientific evidence behind these connections. Have you or anyone in your family had a stroke? Which part of the world are you watching from? Leave your comment below. 1. Pancakes and waffles. Commercial pancakes and waffles, especially frozen varieties, represent a significant stroke risk for seniors due to their refined carbohydrate content. These products are typically made with white flour that has been stripped of fiber and nutrients, creating a food that rapidly converts to sugar in the bloodstream. The American Heart Association Journal published research in 2019 demonstrating that diets high in refined carbohydrates directly correlate with increased risk of ischemic strokes, the variety caused by blood clots blocking cerebral blood flow. When consumed, these refined carbohydrates trigger rapid glucose spikes followed by insulin surges, creating a pattern that damages blood vessel linings over time. Another study, published by Oxford Academic, found that a diet with a high glycemic index was associated with a 28% higher risk of stroke. The damage occurs through glycation, where excess sugar molecules attach to proteins in blood vessel walls, making them stiff and inflamed. Additionally, many commercial pancake and waffle products contain partially hydrogenated oils, trans fats, which research has shown to increase inflammatory markers, elevate LDL cholesterol, and lower beneficial HDL cholesterol, creating ideal conditions for stroke-inducing blood clots. 2. Store-bought muffins. Despite their wholesome reputation, commercially produced muffins represent a significant stroke risk for seniors. These breakfast items combine multiple stroke-promoting ingredients, refined white flour, excessive sugar content, and dangerous hydrogenated oils. Analysis from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed that many commercial muffins contain between 19–40 grams of sugar per serving, comparable to eating a donut or candy bar. The sodium content presents another concern, with some varieties containing up to 400 milligrams per muffin, nearly 20% of the recommended daily limit for adults over 60. The CDC has established high sodium consumption as a primary contributor to hypertension, which remains the leading risk factor for stroke. 3. Bacon and processed breakfast meats. Bacon remains one of the most problematic breakfast choices for stroke prevention in seniors due to its saturated fat content and high sodium levels. A single 3-slice serving of bacon contains approximately 4.5 grams of saturated fat and over 570 milligrams of sodium, nearly 25% of the recommended daily sodium limit for older adults. A 2021 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed 135,000 people and found that consuming 150 grams or more of processed meat per week increased the risk of cardiovascular disease by 46% and the risk of early death by 50% compared to those who did not consume processed meat. The nitrates and nitrites used as preservatives in bacon and other processed breakfast meats pose additional concerns. These compounds convert to nitrosamines in the body, which research in the Journal of Cerebral Blood Flow and Metabolism has linked to oxidative stress and endothelial dysfunction, conditions that damage blood vessels and increase stroke susceptibility. The World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer has classified processed meats, including bacon, as Group 1 carcinogens, but their relationship to stroke risk stems from their effect on cardiovascular health rather than cancer pathways. 4. Flavored yogurts. While yogurt itself offers potential health benefits, commercial flavored varieties often undermine these advantages with excessive added sugars. Many flavored yogurts marketed to health-conscious consumers contain 15–29 grams of sugar per serving, amounts comparable to desserts rather than nutritious breakfast options. A 2020 meta-analysis examined data from 18 prospective studies involving over 1 million participants and found that high sugar consumption was significantly associated with increased stroke risk, with particularly strong correlations among adults over 60. The mechanism connecting sugary yogurts to stroke risk involves chronic inflammation and glycation. When consumed regularly, high-sugar foods trigger inflammatory responses that damage the endothelial lining of blood vessels, making them more susceptible to plaque buildup and eventual blockage or rupture, both potential stroke causes. 5. White toast with butter. The combination of white bread and butter represents a concerning stroke risk factor due to its dual impact on cardiovascular health. White bread, made from refined flour, provides minimal nutritional value while causing rapid blood glucose elevations. When paired with butter, high in saturated fat, this breakfast creates conditions favoring atherosclerosis development. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed 67,227 women and found that those consuming high amounts of refined grains like white bread had a 22% higher stroke risk compared to women eating primarily whole grains. Standard butter contributes approximately 7 grams of saturated fat per tablespoon, which research has consistently linked to elevated LDL cholesterol levels. A comprehensive review in The Lancet examined 15 clinical trials and concluded that replacing saturated fats with polyunsaturated alternatives reduced stroke risk by approximately 25%. The Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health conducted research demonstrating that the combination of high glycemic foods, like white bread, with saturated fats exacerbates post-meal inflammation and oxidative stress, both established contributors to stroke pathophysiology in older adults. 6. Fast food breakfast sandwiches. Convenience comes at a cardiovascular cost with fast food breakfast sandwiches, which typically combine multiple stroke-promoting ingredients: processed meats, American cheese, refined carbohydrate buns, and excessive sodium. Research conducted in Corpus Christi, Texas, demonstrated an association between the density of fast food restaurants and the incidence of ischemic stroke. Neighborhoods with a higher number of fast food outlets had a greater number of stroke cases, suggesting that increased availability of fast food may contribute to stroke risk factors, such as hypertension, obesity, and diabetes. Sodium content presents particular concern, with many fast food breakfast sandwiches containing 1,300 milligrams sodium per serving, up to half the daily recommended limit in a single meal. The American Heart Association has established that high sodium intake increases stroke risk by 23% through its effects on blood pressure and vascular function. Before we continue, I've got some exciting news to share. If you enjoy our content and want access to exclusive benefits, become a channel member. As a member, you will unlock some amazing perks like early access to new videos, priority replies to your comments, members-only shorts, polls, quizzes, and special emojis and loyalty badges just for you. Just click the join button and be part of this community that values health and well-being. Your support helps us keep bringing high-quality content for you. 7. Granola and granola bars. Despite their health-conscious fade, commercial granola items frequently contain harmful substances that can raise the risk of stroke in older people. Many types have 12-20 grams of sugar per serving, with some variations getting up to 40% of their calories from added sugar. A study in BMC Medicine reported that higher free sugar intake was associated with increased risks of total cardiovascular disease and stroke. The oils used in granola making raise more problems. Many manufacturers employ oils strong in omega-6 fatty acids, which, when ingested in excess relative to omega-3 fatty acids, cause pro-inflammatory symptoms. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition revealed those with high omega-6 ratios had considerably higher levels of inflammatory markers linked to atherosclerosis and stroke. Tufts University discovered that many granola bars contain high fructose corn syrup and palm oil, ingredients linked to arterial inflammation and decreased endothelial function, both of which are known stroke risk factors. 8. Fruit juices. Fruit beverages, such as orange juice and other store-bought kinds, pose an unexpected stroke risk for elderly. Despite their vitamin content, these beverages provide concentrated fructose without the fiber found in whole fruits, resulting in faster sugar absorption. The Beginner Stroke study reported that consumption of fruit juice or drinks up to once per day was significantly associated with increased odds of intracerebral hemorrhage, ICH, a type of stroke caused by bleeding within the brain. Specifically, consuming fruit juice once daily was linked to a 37% increase in ICH risk, and twice daily consumption was associated with a more than threefold increase in risk. The American Diabetes Association found that regular use of fruit juices contributed to insulin resistance and increased triglycerides, both of which are proven stroke risk factors. The liver processes the fructose in fruit juice, and excessive amounts are converted to fat, perhaps contributing to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which has been associated to an increased risk of stroke. Better breakfast choices can help with prevention. Nutritionists recommend substituting these high-risk foods with alternatives that have been shown to improve cardiovascular health. Whole grains, berries, avocados, plain yogurt with fresh fruit, and omega-3 rich foods such as walnuts have all been shown to protect against stroke through a variety of mechanisms, including inflammation reduction, blood pressure improvement, and endothelial function enhancement. Making informed breakfast choices is a simple but effective technique for lowering stroke risk, especially for those over 60, whose cardiovascular systems may already be exhibiting age-related changes that increase vulnerability to these cerebrovascular events. Which one from our list are you planning to eliminate from your diet? Leave your comment below. If you found this video helpful, please type yes in the comments below. Also, show some love by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It helps us to reach more people. Thanks for watching.